Welcome to the Madison Order Podcast. Today is Monday, May 30th, 2022. Big show today. We got to recap the Eastern Conference Finals, Games 6 and 7 between the Celtics and the Heat. We'll go over the weekend's Stanley Cup playoff games, look ahead to a big Game 7 for tonight. We'll go over the Major League Baseball games from the weekend, same for WNBA and Major League Soccer. We have tennis, we have golf, we have NASCAR. We have news and notes to do, and best bet. We're going to start with the Eastern Conference Finals, obviously. Games 6 and 7. Game 6 was Friday night as the Miami Heat forced to Game 7 by a score of 111-103 to take the series back to Miami. Jimmy Butler had 47 points and 9 boards in that game. Jason Tatum had 30 and 9 boards. And then last night, the Celtics come out on top 196 to win Game 7 and punch its ticket to the NBA Finals to take on the Golden State Warriors, which that series will begin on Thursday. Jason Tatum, 26 points and 6 assists. He was named their Eastern Conference Finals MVP, which is now the Larry Bird Trophy. And Jimmy Butler, 35 points in defeat. If Butler hit that shot that won the game for Miami at the end, he would have obviously won that award, and Miami would be on to the finals. So this is the Celtics' first NBA Finals in 12 years. This is Golden State's 6th in 8 years, which is crazy to think about. The two finals they were in were the bubble, and that season the Warriors were just terrible. They won the worst records in the NBA. And then the season after that, they were in the play-in but didn't make the playoffs. And then here they are back in the finals this year with their full roster back intact. And this Celtics team with Tatum and Brown, this is their first time breaking through to the finals, obviously. They were in multiple conference finals. They're in one against the Cavaliers. They're one against Miami in the bubble, and now this one. So this is Tatum's third conference finals, and here they are in the NBA Finals. They're going to be taking on the Warriors. I'm going to make that pick for that series later in the week on the show. But it should be a great finals, nevertheless. All right, now the Stanley Cup playoffs. We had a few games over the weekend. Friday night, the Avalanche over the Blues 3-2 as the Avs win Game 6 and advance to the Western Conference Finals, take on the Edmonton Oilers. The crazy thing is that Darren Helms scored with 4.9 seconds left in regulation to give the Avs the lead and the win. You don't see that in hockey very often in a clinching game. Like we thought for sure this was going to OT and the Avs win it right there. And Helm was the number one star of the game. Number 2 started the game with 2 goals was JT Compher. Number 3 started the game with a goal, Justin Falk. Saturday night, Rangers over the Hurricanes 5-2 to force a Game 7. The number 3 started the game. First game back from injury, Barclay Goodrow didn't have a point, but just had an impact on the fourth line. Second star of the game with 37 saves on 39 shots along with 2 assists, Igor Shesterkin. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals, Fiddle Pedal. So, Game 7 is tonight in Raleigh between the Rangers and the Hurricanes. 8 o'clock ESPN, Sean McDonough, Ray Ferraro, Emily Kaplan on the call. It's going to be a really good game, I think. I took Canes in 6 for the series, but I was obviously wrong. I thought that they finally would break through on the road at some point. But they obviously did not. The Canes are minus 146. The Rangers are plus 122. Over under 5.5. Over is plus 118. Unders minus 144. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 220. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 180. The over is enticing, but there's first Game 7s are usually unders. So for this game, part of me thinks that this is going to overtime again. I really think that this is going to be an overtime game. It's 3-1. I think the Rangers will play their hearts out. I think the Canes will play their hearts out. Ante Ranta is going to have a much better game than he did in Game 6 when he got pulled. Igor Shesterkin will continue to be Igor Shesterkin. So I'm going to say draw, but I think the Canes pull through an OT tonight. I really do. Because they're on home ice. The best player in the series has been Igor Shesterkin, so there's your case for New York. But the Canes are just unbeatable at home and just so bad on the road. So I am going to go with tie at 3-1 as my pick for this game. All right, now we'll move on to Major League Baseball. We will go over the games from Friday and the weekend and look ahead to a holiday slate for today. Friday, Reds over the Giants 5-1, Orioles over the Red Sox 12-8, Yankees over the Rays 2-0, Mets over the Phils 8-6, Braves over the Marlins 6-4, Twins over the Royals 10-7, Cardinals over the Brewers 4-2, Blue Jays over the Angels 4-3, Mariners over the Astros 6-1, Dodgers over the D-backs 6-4, Padres over the Pirates 4-3, Rangers over the A's 8-5, Rockies Nats was postponed. They had a doubleheader on Saturday, and Guardians Tigers postponed. Their makeup date is July 4th. Saturday, doubleheader game 1. Nats over the Rockies 13-7. Doubleheader game 1. Red Sox over the O's 5-3. Royals over the Twins 7-3. Cards over the Brewers 8-3. Rangers over the A's 11-4. Guardians over the Tigers 8-1. Marlins over the Braves 4-1. Rays over the Yankees 3-1. Reds over the Giants 3-2. Doubleheader game 2. Rockies over the Nationals 3-2. Doubleheader game 2. Orioles over the Red Sox 4-2. Cubs over the White Sox 5-1. Dodgers over the D-backs 3-2. Mets over the Phillies 8-2. Blue Jays over the Angels 6-5. Mariners over the Astros 6-0. And the Pirates over the Padres 4-2. Sunday, Giants over Reds 6-4. Red Sox over the Orioles 12-2. Nats over the Rockies 5-6. Braves over the Marlins 6-3. Tigers over the Guardians 2-1. Rays over the Yankees 4-2. White Sox over the Cubs 5-4-12. On a walk-off single by Jake Berger. Twins over the Royals 7-3. Brewers over the Cardinals 8-0. A's over the Rangers 6-5. Blue Jays over the Angels 11-10. Astros over the Mariners 2-1. Dodgers over the D-backs 3-1. And now have the best record in baseball. Padres over the Phillies 4-2-10 on a walk-off homer by Trent Grisham. And the Mets over the Phillies 5-4-10 to complete the sweep on a walk-off double by Eduardo Escobar. Today's slate, 1 o'clock doubleheader game 1, Brewers Cubs from Wrigley. Ethan Small making his big league debut against Matthew Schwarber, who's making his debut as well. Brewers minus 120, Cubs plus 102, over under 11. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 128. Cubs plus 1/2 is minus 154. Cubs are dogs, but they're favored on ESPN Analytics. Plus 102, I'm taking the Cubs. As much as I love Ian's ball, I just think that the Cubs will come through, at least during the day. Maybe the Brewers bullpen blows it. Twins Tigers. Dylan Bundy and Bayo Brisky. Twins minus 164. Tigers plus 138. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Twins minus 1/2 is even money. Tigers plus 1/2 is minus 120. The Tigers are plus 138 and 46.8% chance to win. Give me Detroit. 2 o'clock or 2:15, Padres Cardinals. Nick Martinez and Paki Naughton. That's going to be a great series. Cards are slight favorites, minus 110. Padres minus 106. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 158. Cards plus 1.5 is minus 192. Cards are slight favorites in Vegas, but San Diego's a favorite on ESPN Analytics. I'll give you the Padres at minus 106. 4 o'clock, Giants-Phillies from Philly. Logan Webb and Kyle Gibson. It's a pick'em. Minus 180 each way. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 152. Phillies plus 1.5 is minus 184. I'm going with San Francisco at minus 108. This should not be a pick'em. San Fran should be favored. Astros A's. Framber Valdez and Paul Blackburn. Astros minus 180. A's plus 152. Over under 7. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Astros minus 1.5 is minus 102. A's plus 1.5 is minus 118. I'm going with Oakland to win plus 152, and they're 49% according to ESPN Analytics. Marlins Rockies. Pablo Lopez and Ryan Feltner. Marlins minus 146. Rockies plus 124. Over under 10.5. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Marlins minus 1.5 is plus 114. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 137. Tough one. But I'm going to go with the Marlins first half run line minus 1/2 at minus 110. 6 o'clock, Royals Guardians. Jonathan Hazley and Zach Plesac. Guardians minus 162. Royals plus 136. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 138. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 115. That's a hard one. I'm going to go with the Guardians first half run line minus 1/2 at minus 115. 7 o'clock, Orioles Red Sox from Fenway. Tyler Wells and Rich Hill. Red Sox minus 172, Orioles plus 144, over under 10. Overs minus 115, unders minus 105. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 137. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 114. I like the under. Tyler Wells hasn't been that terrible this year. Neither is Rich Hill. Low key. Nats Mets. Eric Feed and David Peterson. Mets minus 196, Nats plus 164, over under 8.5. Overs minus 114, others minus 106. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 126. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 105. I like the under a lot. Eric Feed has had moments this year, and so has David Peterson. Doubleheader game 2 makeup from April 8th, the Brewers and the Cubs. Aaron Ashby and Drew Smiley. Game's not posted on FanDuel and DraftKings. It is not posted either, but depending on what the number is, I might look at the Cubs in that spot again. And depending on how the first game goes, maybe I'll go with a run line in the first half or something. 8 o'clock, Rays Rangers. Drew Rasmussen and Glenn Otto. Rays minus 144, Rangers plus 122, over under 8, overs minus 118, others minus 104. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 118, Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 142. Under. Braves D-backs. Spencer Strider and Zach Gallen. Braves minus 112, D-backs minus 104, over under 8.5, minus 110 each way. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 146. D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 178. I'm going with the D-backs on the money line, minus 104. They're ESPN Analytics favorites at 53.5%, and they're an underdog here. 10 o'clock, Pirates Dodgers. Zach Thompson and Walker Buehler. Dodgers minus 350, Pirates plus 280. Over under 8, overs minus 120, others minus 102. Pirates plus 1.5 is plus 128. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 154. I like the under. Walker Buehler is going to pitch brilliantly. Okay, now we'll move on to the WNBA from the weekend, as we will go over what went down. I do not think the W plays today because of the Memorial Day holiday, but I could be wrong. Let's see. All right, Friday night. Fever over the Sparks, 101-96. Fever 3-7, Sparks 3-6. Storm over the Liberty, 79-71 in overtime. The Storm are 4-3. The Liberty are 1-6. Saturday, Aces over the Sky, 83-76. The Aces are 8-1. The Sky's 4-3. Commissioner's Cup, Sun over the Mystics, 79-71. The Sun are 6-2. The Mystics are 6-3. And Sunday, the Dream over the Mercury, 81-54. The Dream are 5-3. The Mercury is 2-6. Storm over the Liberty, 92-61. The Storm 5-3. The Liberty 1-7. And the Commissioner's Cup, Sparks over the Lynx, 85-83. Sparks 4-6 and the Lynx 2-7. So no games today. They have a day off for the holiday. They'll be back in action tomorrow. Now move on to Major League Soccer. We'll go over the weekend slate. And they do not play today either. All right, Saturday. LAFC over San Jose, 3-2. Columbus over Atlanta, 2-1. Red Bulls over DC United, 4-1. Toronto over Chicago, 3-2. Montreal over Cincinnati, 4-3. New England and Philly, 1-1 draw. Dallas over Orlando, 3-1. Miami over Portland, 2-1. NYCFC over Minnesota, 1-0. Nashville over Colorado, 3-1. Vancouver over KC, 1-0. And Salt Lake over Houston, 3-0. And yesterday, LA Galaxy over Austin, 4-1. And Seattle over Charlotte, 2-1. So only 2 games in soccer yesterday. All right, now move on to the French Open. We'll do results from Friday up until this morning, as we are already in round 4. We'll start with the men's. Third round results. 6 seed Carlos Alcaraz over 27 seed Sebastian Corda in 3 sets. 21 seed Cameron Kakdavov upsets 10 seed Cam Norrie in 4 sets. 3 seed Alexander Zverev over Brandon Nakashima in 3 sets. Burnaby Zapata Morales upsets 23 seeded John Isner in 5 sets. 5 seed Rafael Nadal over Botic van der Schulp in 3 sets. 1 seed Novak Djokovic over Aljaz Badin in 3 sets. 9 seed Felix Alcaraz-Lame over Filip Krajinovic in 3 sets. And 15 seed Diego Schwartzman over 18 seed Grigor Dimitrov in 3 sets. Saturday, third round. Holger Rune over Hugo Gaston in 3 sets. 8 seed Casper Ruud over 32 seed Lorenzo Sonego in 5 sets. 4 seed Stefano Tsitsipas over Kelly Amar in 3 sets. 12 seeded Hubert Hurkacz over David Goffin in 3 sets. 20 seeded Martin Cilic over Gil Simon in 3 sets. 2 seeded Daniil Medvedev over 28 seeded Milmar Kekmanovic in 3 sets. 7 seeded Andrei Rublev over Christian Garin in 4 sets. And 11 seed Jannik Sinner over Mackenzie McDonald in 3 sets. Fourth round started yesterday. 6 seed Carlos Alcaraz over 21 seed Karen Kakdavov in 3 sets. 5 seed Rafael Nadal over 9 seed Felix Auger-Aliassime in 5 sets. 3 seed Alexander Zverev over Burnaby Zapata Morales in 3 sets. And 1 seed Novak Djokovic over 15 seed Diego Schwartzman in 3 sets. Fourth round is continuing right now. 8 seed Casper Ruud and 12 seed Hubert Hurkacz underway, as well as 4 seed Stefano Tsitsipas and Holger Rune. And then coming up at 9:50, you have 7 seed Andrei Rublev and 11 seed Jannik Sinner. Now we're deep enough into the tournament where we do the gambling. Sinner is a minus 116 favorite. Rublev is minus 106. And then set betting, that's where I usually like to make the pick. And Sinner's slightly favored. I'm going to go Sinner in 5-3-2. That's plus 440. And at 245, you have 20 seed Marin Cilic, and 2 seed Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev is probably a huge favorite. Yes, minus 330. Cilic is plus 260. I'm going to go Medvedev 3-1. That is plus 270. And the quarterfinals are tomorrow for the men's. We have a great match between 3 seed Alexander Zverev and 6 seed Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz is a huge favorite, plus 48 or minus 480. Zverev's plus 360. I'm going to go Alcaraz 3-2. That's plus 440. And the best match of all, 1 seed Novak Djokovic, 5 seed Rafael Nadal. Djokovic is minus 225, Nadal's plus 184. I think Nadal can win, but I'm going to go Djokovic 3-2, plus 410. And then the other 2 matches we'll pick on tomorrow's show, since they are to be determined. All right, now to the women's side, we'll begin with Friday, 3rd round. Solane Stevens over Diane Parry in 2 sets. 23 seed Jill Teichmann over 15 seed Victoria Azarenka in 3 sets. 31 seed Elise Mertens over Varvara Gracheva in 2 sets. 18 seed Coco Gauff over Kaya Kanepi in 2 sets. Alexandra Sasnovich over Angelique Kerber in 2 sets. Martina Trevisan over Daria Savelle in 2 sets. 17-seeded Leylah Fernandez over 14-seed Belinda Bencic in 3 sets. And 27-seed Amanda Anisimova over Carolina Muchova in 3 sets and a walkover. Saturday, 3rd round, 22-seed Madison Keys over 16-seed Elena Rybinka in 3 sets. 29-seed Veronika Kudermetova over 3-seed Paula Badosa in 2 sets and a walkover. 11-seed Jessica Pegula over 24-seed Tamara Zinasek in 2 sets. 28-seed Camelia Georgi over 7-seed Arina Sablenka in 3 sets. Kuwen Zhang over Elias Cornet in 2 sets and a walkover. 20-seeded Daria Kasatkina over Shelby Rogers in 2 sets. 1-seed Iga Swiatek over Danka Kovnovic in 2 sets. And Arina Begu over Leila Jinjin in 2 sets. Sunday, 4th round started. Solane Stevens upset 23-seed Jill Teichmann in 2 sets. Coco Gauff, 18-seed over 31-seed Elise Mertens in 2 sets. 17-seed Leylah Fernandez over 27-seed Amanda Anisimova in 3 sets. And Martina Trevisan over Alexandra Sasnovic in 2 sets. 2 finals are ready for this morning. In the 4th round, 29-seeded Veronika Kudermetova over 22-seed Madison Keys in 3 sets. And 20-seeded Daria Kasatkina over 28-seed Camelia Georgi in 2 sets. Coming up in about a half an hour, 11-seed Jessica Pegula and Arina Begu. Pegula is obviously a big favorite, minus 240. Begu is 2-1. I'm going to go Pegula 2-0 plus 110. And at 10 o'clock, you have 1-seed Iga Swiatek over Kuwen Zhang. Swiatek's minus 2,300. Zhang is plus 1060. Swiatek 2-0 is minus 480, which is wild. So quarterfinals for the ladies start tomorrow. We have a couple matchups set. 29-seeded Veronika Kudermetova and 20-seeded Daria Kasatkina. So we don't have that one up yet in terms of odds. But If I had to make a blind pick, I would say Kudermetova 3 sets. Martina Trevisan and 17 seed Leylah Fernandez. Fernandez is minus 210. Trevisan's plus 172. I'm going to go Fernandez 2-0 plus 120. And here's a good one. 18 seed Coco Gauff and Solane Stevens. Solane's on a great run. And I honestly think she's going to win. She's a nice underdog, plus 164. So I'll take that, and I'll take her 2-1 at 4-1. I am so pumped for Solane Stevens for making it this far. And in whatever matches we don't pick or didn't pick today, obviously we'll pick on the men's and women's sides tomorrow. All right, now we'll look at the results from the Charles Schwab Challenge. We had a playoff for the second week in a row, and your winner was Sam Burns with a score of 9 under and a playoff score of 3. Coming in second with a score of 9 under with a playoff score of 4, Scotty Scheffler. Coming in third with 8 under, Brendan Todd. Tied for fourth with 7 under, Davis Riley, Scott Stallings, and Tony Finau. Tied for seventh with 5 under, Patrick Reed, Kevin Na, Mito Pereira, Jordan Spieth, and Cam Davis. Tied for 12th with 4 under, Pat Perez, Matt Jones, and John Hull. Tied for 15th with 3 under, Kristen Ziedenhout, Sanjay M, Russell Knox, Adam Putnam, Chris Kirk, Tyler Duncan. Tied for 21st with 2 under, Victor Hovland and Bayo Hostler. Tied for 23rd with 1 under, Zach Johnson, Danny Lee, Max Homa, and Danny Berger. Tied for 27th even, Dylan McCarthy, Bill Haas, Harold Varner III, Alex Smalley, Webb Simpson, Taylor Gooch, and Chad Ramey. Now I'm going to go through notables because of time. Tied for 35th with 1 over, Lucas Hodges, Tommy Fleetwood, Adam Long, Dylan Fratelli, Patrick Rogers. Tied for 40th with 2 over, Ryan Palmer, Colin Marikwa, Ian Poulter, Mike Thompson, Lucas Glover, Lucas Donald, Kurt Katayama, and Adam Svensson. Tied for 48th with 3 over, Lucas Herbert, Nate Taylor, Sebastian Munoz, Davis Lipsky. Tied for 52nd with 4 over, Maurice Sabatini, Cheng Sun-Pon, Mark Hubbard, Max McGreevy, Matt Trainer. Tied for 57th with 5 over, Matthew Naismith, Matthias Schwab, Ricky Fowler, Brent Snecker, Troy Merritt. Tied for 63rd with 6 over, Joel Dahman, Emiliano Grillo. 66th with 7 over, Charlie Hoffman. 67th with 8 over, Jason Kokrak. 68th with 9 over, Aaron Ray. 69th with 15 over, Henry Higgs. And among those cut, Sam Ryan and Patton Kazir, Kanku Lee, Maverick Gilly, Adam Schenk, Wyndham Clark, Carl Ortiz, Stuart Sink, Abraham Answer, Kramer Hickok, Camilo Vegas, Brett Horschel, Brian Harmon, Justin Thomas, Vincent Whaley, Jason Duffer, Peter Malnati, Brian Stewart, Walter Zalatoris, Justin Rose, Kevin Kisner, Stefan Yeager, Cam Triangle, Nate Lashley, Evan Van Royen, Gary Woodland, Taylor Hogue, Doc Redman, Kevin Strowman, Grayson Sick, JT Potson, Robert Streb, Sam Piercy, Taylor Moore, Nate Watney, Brandon Wu, Trey Molinax, James Hunt, Paul Barjon, Doug Gim, and JJ Spawn withdrew from the competition. All right, now we'll move on to NASCAR. We will go over the results from the weekend's races. We'll start with the truck from Friday night in Charlotte. Your winner, Ross Chasen. Second, Grant Effinger. Third, John Hunter Nemechek. Fourth, Christian X. Fifth, Zane Smith. Sixth, Tanner Gray. Seventh, Kyle Busch. Eighth, Chandler Smith. Ninth, Stuart Friesen. 10th, Ben Rhodes. The rest, Ryan Preece, Derek Cross, Ty Majeski, Colby Howard, Chase Purdy, Carson Osvar, Matt DiBenedetto, Matt Crafton, Kyle Wright, Tyler Anker, Timmy Hill, Wallace Allen, Jack Wood, Spencer Boyd, Austin Wayne South, Max Gutierrez, Haley Deegan, Dean Thompson, Tate Fogelman, Blaine Perkins, Josh Rume, Jesse Little, Keith McGee, Matt Mills, and Brennan Poole. Xfinity results from Charlotte on Saturday afternoon. Your winner, Josh Berry. Second, Ty Gibbs. Third, Sam Meyer. Fourth, Noah Gregson. Fifth, Ryan Priest. Sixth, Daniel Hemrick. Seventh, Justin Allgaier. Eighth, Sheldon Creed. Ninth, Trevor Bain. 10th, Myatt Snyder. The rest, Brett Moffitt, Jeb Burton, Ryan Ellis, Austin Hill, Bailey Curry, Brandon Jones, Brandon Brown, J.J. Ely, A.J. Allmendinger, Matt Mills, Garrett Smithley, Jeremy Clemens, C.J. McLaughlin, Shane Lee, Riley Herbst, Ryan Vargas, Josh Williams, Nick Sanchez, Landon Castle, Stephon Parsons, Austin Dillon, Ryan Sieg, Anthony Alfredo, Joe Graff Jr., Brendan Poole, Kyle Weatherman, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and Timmy Hill. And the Cup results 6 o'clock yesterday. Coco Holt was 600. Your winner, Denny Hamlin, who I believe was my pick to win the race, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did pick Denny Hamlin, so that's a win in my books. Second, Kyle Busch. Third, Kevin Harvick. Fourth, Chase Briscoe. Fifth, Chris Bell. Sixth, Tyler Reddick. Seventh, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Eighth, Michael McDowell. Ninth, Kyle Larson. 10th, Alec Bowman. The rest, Harrison Burton, Martin Truex Jr., Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, Ross Chasen, Ty Gilliland, Eric Almirola, Cody Ware, B.J. McGlade, Joey Logano, Cole Custer, Austin Dillon, Kez Gralla, Noah Gregson, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, Justin Haley, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Austin Cindric, Corey LaJoie, Josh Bilicki, Ryan Preece. So there you have it for the Cup Series results. All right, now I'll move on to news and notes. We have a lot to get to in today's news and notes. So obviously, a tough loss for Miami last night. Bam got caught ripping his jersey in frustration in the tunnel. That is one of those moments that you'll remember for a while. Bam's a great player, and usually when somebody gets eliminated, they show that team's stars' reactions, and Bam was not happy. And I don't think he was happy with Jimmy in that last-second shot either. The Lakers finally pick a new head coach, and it's Milwaukee assistant Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham, 4-year deal, to become the new Laker head coach. LeBron's excited. I actually thought that this was a solid hire. This is very different with the Lakers to go outside the box and pick the hot assistant. Bud's a great coach, and that coaching tree is just incredible. Like from Pop to Quinn Snyder and Coach Bud. And now we have Ham. So, this is like the third generation. It's like Popovich, then Bud, and now Ham. So, really, really intriguing hire by the Lakers. And now the question is, what to do with that roster. So, Liz Cambridge apparently said a racial slur at Nigerian players during an Olympic scrimmage in 2021. I wonder if there's going to be more to come out of this, because that's obviously disgusting of a report. So, Tim Anderson was helped off the field after suffering an injury while making a play at shortstop. and he's out with a groin injury. And Tony La Russa said he's unsure how long he'll be out. There's a really wild thing that happened on Friday, as there was a fight between Tommy Pham and Jock Peterson over Fantasy League, as Pham slapped Peterson in the face in the fight, which was wild. Tommy Pham suspended 3 games because of it, and it was kind of wild. The Braves promoted Michael Harris after optioning Travis Demeritte, so one of their top prospects hits the big show. Royce Lewis exited yesterday's game against the Royals after crashing into a center field wall. Jason Spezza retires after 19 seasons and will join Maple Leafs front office effective immediately. The Rangers had an interesting guest at the game on Saturday night. Former Yankees closer Mariano Rivera. Love to see it. Antonio Brown won't play 2022, as he responded, "Nah," when asked if he will be playing next season. "Don't play yourself looking at me to play." Lamar Jackson addresses OTA's absence as he took to Twitter to address criticism about missing voluntary workouts. Jacob deGrom's shoulder has improved as he puts the world on notice as rehab timeline advances. "I feel completely normal," he says. Real Madrid beat Liverpool 1-0 as they win their 14th UCL title. So that was a big win for Real Madrid. LeBron James was at the game, and it was a good game. Very entertaining. Dwayne Wade trolled Paul Pierce after Game 6 as he was taking out the memes. David Njoku earns a $56.8 million deal as they, that is the extension. 4 years, $56.8 million, $28 million guaranteed. Deontay Johnson wants a new contract as he is unhappy with his deal amid the OTA absence. And then Deontay went out and denied the report. There were some cryptic tweets from Jarvis Landry as he had Godfather 2 references, and NFL Twitter was guessing who betrayed him. So we talked about the slap heard around the world. Gabe Kapler skipped the national anthem as he says he'll protest during the national anthem until he feels better about the direction of the country. One of the bigger free agent flops in recent history here, as the White Sox DFA'd Dallas Keuchel, who has a 7.88 ERA. I wonder if somebody's going to pick him up as a reclamation project or something. That's going to be interesting. Carlos Martinez, 80-game ban for PEDs. So that is really bad. Luckily, he was a free agent. I guess the teams knew that it was coming, so I understand why he got passed on. Gary Payton expected back for the finals, as there's optimism that he could return as soon as Game 1 after fracturing his ankle. That would be a big addition to Golden State. And that defense, that would be wonderful. Josh Donaldson transferred from the COVID-19 injured list to the 10-day injured list with right shoulder inflammation. There's some speculation going around that this is their way of suspending him for the Jackie comment, which was stupid. You heard my thoughts on the Jackie thing, and I really think that it was stupid. Like, Like, how is Jackie racist? Like, I really think that there is a chance that Donaldson might actually be hurt. And Tim Anderson, he's a good player, but he ain't all world. He ain't no Aaron Judge. He ain't no Louis Robert. He ain't no Mike Trout. But the Donaldson conspiracy theories with his injury are pretty interesting. Nikola Jokic committed to the Nuggets as he still plans to sign the $260 million deal after his brothers met with GM Calvin Booth on the team's future. I would expect him to sign that extension as well. And non-sports news that there's a student stabbed in a New Jersey high school bathroom fight, which was unfortunate. This came a couple days after the big shooting in Texas. But yeah, I forget what high school it was, but it was a big deal over the weekend on the news and such. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I really loved that Marlins run line. -0.5 against the Rockies. They're just way better than Colorado. And Pablo Lopez, well, I really don't want to say they're way better than Colorado, but that's a mistake. But the Marlins pitcher is way better than Colorado's pitcher. That's what I meant to say. Pablo Lopez is way better than Ryan Feltner. Way better. So that's why I love that run line so much. Marlins -0.5. It's up to -115. I don't care. I'm still laying it. 1 unit. Marlins -0.5 against the Colorado Rockies. First half run line as my best bet of the day. All right, so that's it. I'll be back tomorrow recapping Game 7 of Rangers-Canes. Looking at the Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Avs and the Oilers. We'll pick that series. And the Tampa versus the Carolina Rangers winner series. And we might actually pick the NBA Finals on tomorrow's show as well, because we're going to have time to do so. And maybe we'll do a Major League Baseball power rankings as well. So, hope you guys have a great day, everybody. Happy Memorial Day.